welcome to the Sports Extravaganza for today. My name is Tony Dean. I'm the co-host, and I'm here with my partner in crime, which is Kelvin Lee, the coach. And here on today's show, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure to let everybody know about the tremendous guest that we have today. I'm going to let Coach knock that out for us.
Well, before we get started, again, I want to give a shout out. It's not really a shout out. We want to give our heartfelt condolences and prayers to this sad news we heard overnight of a player by the name of Cameron Bishop. Again, I played against Cam when he was a Cardinal Ritter. One of the best players I've ever come to. Came in as a 6'1" JV player, and then after that he shot up to 6'8", and probably one of the best players ever come through here. And we've had some great players come through St. Louis. But Cam was unbelievable. Scorer, ball handler, shooter, he can do it all. But again, he was taken from us last night, tragically. And again, we want our prayers go out to him. And Cam has touched all of us here. And I'm sure DJ, our guest today, has probably, done some of his games and called some of his games. But again, I'm looking to my right here, and I'm going to talk about our special guest for today. And I'm so thrilled that he agreed to come on. And again, I have some slogans, I guess, one-liners stick with you. And when I first heard this one-liner on one of his shows, he did high school games, and it stuck with me. Big-time players make big-time plays. That's DJ right there. When every time I hear that, I think about DJ, Demetrious Johnson, a legend in his own mind. And again, in St. Louis, again, Mizzou great, NFL great. Detroit, right? Yes. Again, we're going to talk about all that, but again, I appreciate you being here. And again, we're going to have some fun today, man. Again, I'm going to turn it back over to Tony Dean and get this thing rolling.
Coming to you live today from University City High School, the home of the Lions, where Coach Lee roams the sideline like a lion. So we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're presented here today by Hollywood Entertainment, our sponsor for the day being State Farm Insurance. If you need some insurance, auto, home, life, it's time to contact Ken Cade. You can contact him at 314-997-3339. And his location is 8429 Olive. So for your auto, home, and life, just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I am going to introduce a man. I'm going to give him a formal introduction because he needs a formal introduction to me. That's how important he is to me. This is basically a gentleman who was a star at McKinley High School, football star. Went on to be a mega star, super defensive back at Missouri. And then from there, 7 seasons in the NFL with the Detroit Lions, San Diego Chargers, Miami Dolphins. I am so pleased to introduce a man that I'm so happy to know. His charitable foundation has helped so many people here in the St. Louis area. I mean, his educational, athletic, food, water, all types of resources. He's one of the great St. Louisans of all time, in my opinion. Demetrious Johnson is here with us.
Wow, I don't even know what to say after that intro, man. I mean,
that's what I do.
I didn't know if I was at my own funeral or whatever. I had no idea, hey, man, but real, it's really an honor to be here with you guys, man. And when you guys asked me to come on, it was truly a pleasure. I'm looking forward to this conversation because I have good conversation with Calvin all the time, Coach Lee. We have good conversation, and Tony and I go way back. And when he was young getting into the game, and him and Kevin Pulley, Kev, got me into the game. So I want to thank you, man. I've never had an opportunity to thank you for being a part of that, the different stages where I started. So thanks, man.
Thank you for being the gentleman that you are. Because above everything that I just said to you, the main thing is that you're a proud husband and father.
Oh, no doubt.
And that I know brings a big smile to your face.
Hey, man, you know what, man? I got some great kids, man, and I just had a birthday, right? Don't ask me how old I am.
Happy birthday.
I just had a birthday, and just to have my family and just wanting to be a part of just loving them, man. That's no better treatment than putting into your kids when they're young. Because you're going to need them when you get older.
Yes, sir.
That's how I look at it. So it was good, man. So it's an honor to be here, man. Once again, my kids, my family, done a great job.
Well, I know the coach has got some questions for you, but I just got to delve right into this.
Let's go, man.
You know, number one for me, something that I want to know from you is Darts Webby Projects.
Yep.
Youngest of 8 children.
Yep.
Born to a single mother. When was it, as a youngster growing up, that you felt like you could be more than your surroundings?
You know, nobody has really been asking me that question. You've done your homework too, man. That's what I like about you.
That's what I do.
Well, I can tell you guys, it was interesting because I grew up in the Darts Webby housing projects. My mother, she was a strong lady, man. God rest her soul. She passed about 7 years ago. And she raised us, man. She was on welfare, and she had to go out like in Olivet Ladue area to work in people's homes, to clean them, to provide for us. But I think that the time that really changed my life was when it was a fight at the elementary school. I went to Peabody Elementary School, and some kids got into a fight, and I was there. And I didn't have nothing to do with it. I wasn't in the middle of the fight or anything, but I was there. And they came, the police came and got everybody but me. Maybe a week later, they came and they arrested me, took me to juvenile. And I'll never forget when I got there, my mother had to come and see me. My mother comes in and she just claps, just famous. And man, it just changed. That changed my life because I wanted to make sure I'd never ever disappoint her and hurt her again, man. Because when I saw the pain of my mother, I thought she had died, man. I had no idea, you know. I'm a young kid, you know, and I'm in elementary school, and I saw that, man. I said I'll never get in any trouble again, man. So I made a point to change my life, to make sure I tried to do the right thing. I had a chance to do the wrong thing. Yeah. But the difference is, back in those days, if you was a ball player and you was in the projects, an athlete, the guys who was out there doing their thing, they wouldn't allow you to get involved in it.
That's right.
They wouldn't. I mean, we used to be walking through the breezeways and all that, guys shooting dice. Man, get out of here. Get away from here. They protected you. They made sure you try to do the right thing. Today, man, it's a totally different ball.
They bring you in.
They bring you into it. Yeah. And then make you responsible for if you are able to achieve, they force you to be responsible for taking care of them and giving them, you know, accolades and kudos as you go up the ladder. So, you know, and when we talk about Cam Bishar, man, you know, I don't know his situation, and I'm not speaking on his situation, but it's an unfortunate thing that happened to this young man.
Yes.
With great talent. If you got a young man, a young woman with great talent, we got to protect them. We got to get them out of the game and stay away from that stuff and not, you know, encourage it. That's what we need to do. And I'm not referring to him because I don't know nothing about his background. Right. I'm just saying when these young boys are dying and these young girls are dying, Coach, that's when you become a big part of what we do. Thank you. You're the guy that keeps these kids out the street. Tony Dean, in his production of video and audio productions, those are the guys, you're the guys who want them to save them. You guys don't save them, we're done.
I agree.
I'm
going to piggyback on what you just said. I just saved the kids tonight here at UC. I gave them 4 opportunities, 4 chances. Now, don't get me wrong, they would say, I want to just kick him out of the gym and tell him to go. But what am I kicking him out? What am I doing? Just taking him, he's going to ride in the streets. All right? But I gave him 4 chances. Now he just got a scholarship. He's going to go to college now. He'll play for Todd Day, Arkansas player. Yes, play for Todd Day. So again, this is what we do. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm glad you said that. Thanks, Demetrious.
That's fantastic. Also, to piggyback on what Coach was saying about, you know, handling things as far as being good to people and cultivating young people and helping their lives. This is something that you've done also. I mean, basically, you had a stellar career in Missouri, became an NFL player, but it wasn't just about becoming a player and, you know, the money or the accolades of just the NFL. You wanted to give back to your community and give back through the Demetrious Johnson Charitable Foundation. Tell us about the foundation and what's going on.
Before we talk about that, Tony, I want to hear about his playing.
You want to hear about
his playing? I want to hear about his playing. I want to know when it all started. I mean, how did you go about your business, and high school all the way to Mizzou to the NFL.
Playing.
Talk about that journey. Talk about that journey, man.
Hey, man.
Talk about it. Did you play other sports? Did you play other sports?
Well, yeah, I did. But let me say this. When we came up with the projects, we didn't have the ability to get to a Matthew Dickey's boys club or Herbert Hoover. We couldn't get that. We was at Tualatin Park. Tualatin Park was, a city rec center. They don't have no tackle football. So we played flag football. I didn't play tackle football until I went to high school. So we used to play sandlot, and we used to play against the different buildings, like the Peabodys, or we go down to the Webbies, or 1600. And although you living in the same environment, you're kind of separate because you're growing up in a different area of the projects. And you guys would compete. So we had a baseball team, basketball team, football team, and we compete against the different buildings.
There you go.
And that's how we got started. So I've never played tackle football until I went to high school. And the time I got to high school, McKinley High School, they didn't have varsity. They had varsity, they didn't have JV or B team. The only way you played football in McKinley or in the PHL, you had to make the varsity team. So I tried out for the varsity because I played sandlot with all the big guys anyway, outside. Played, they had me playing defensive line. I was a defensive tackle or a nose guard.
And how big were you?
Oh, man, I probably went at 140, 130. A good wet 130, right? So I'm in there playing line, and then we're playing against a team at Roosevelt. I think we're playing Southwest High School at Roosevelt High School.
Okay.
Because we didn't have no field. We didn't have a field. One of the guys, the linebacker named Aaron Washington, I thank him today. Okay. He didn't show up for the game. Okay. We had a coach named Coach Blake. He's an older white gentleman, probably one of the most disciplined coaches I ever played with in my life. Man, he was strict on us. Ira don't show up for a game, and we're about to play, and the coach come up and say, hey, man, hey, Demetrious, come here. Today you playing linebacker. I said, Coach, linebacker? Yeah, you started the linebacker. I'm like, wow. Okay, I ain't never played it before. I get in there, and there was a guy named Johnny Boy, named John Steps. He was a senior. Johnny used to probably wait Bruce Steps and those guys, that family, best athlete I've ever seen. He was about 280 pounds, about 5'10". One of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life. He said, you're going to be all right. I got out there and I played, and that changed my whole life, man. I started playing, and from that point on, I continued playing and got better. But my work ethic was really good. When I went to Mizzou, they had the Johnny Poes, Eric Wrights, and Kevin Potters. These guys were another level of ball players when I got there. Okay? And Missouri, honestly, wasn't trying to give me a fair chance at that time.
And who was the head coach?
Warren Powers.
Okay.
And they were not going to put me, so I was like, they lined you up in the order of your depth chart you're on. I was from here all the way outside. I didn't even get the chance to play. So he said, I went to the coach and said, Coach, can I get on special teams? He said, well, I'll tell you what. You have a good scrimmage, you can get on special teams. All right, I go scrimmage, I grade out 100. Okay? They still don't put me on special teams. Now, the key to special teams, you get on a traveling squad. My roommate was James Lockett from Sumner High School. He was on the traveling squad. We were dorm roommates, and I'm like, he come in laughing at me, I'm on the traveling squad, you gonna be here? So I said, only way I get on the traveling squad is make special teams. I have a hell of a scrimmage, they don't even move me up. So I go to the coach, I said, Coach, I thought you said if I have a good scrimmage, I can move up. And I'm gonna tell you the gist of this conversation. He said, go and talk to Coach Heidoff. I go and talk to special team coach. Hey, Coach Raylian told me to talk to you about being on special teams. And think about this. I want you guys to hear what I'm about to say. This is crucial to any young man, young woman. Okay? I go in Coach Heidoff's office and I say, Coach Raylian said I can talk to you about special teams. And I can move you, you're going to move me up. This is exactly what Coach said to me. And I live by this today. He said to me, I'm going to give you a chance. If you F up, you'll never get on the field again. Now, mind you, I'm like a freshman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm already fighting through obstacles.
Yeah.
I'm away from the projects.
Right.
I'm in an all-white environment.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid. And this guy tell me, if I make a mistake, you mess up one time, you make a mistake, you would never get on the field again.
Okay.
He wasn't saying it to motivate me.
Right.
He was saying this stuff to make sure that if you screw this opportunity up, you ain't playing.
Right.
I get in the game, they kick off the ball, I make a great tackle inside the 5-yard line. We score again, they kick off, I make another tackle. I made all the tackles in the game on special teams. After that, then I became a special teams guy. I wasn't playing the regular game, but I did everything everybody else. I traveled, I was there, but I became a special teams guy.
You became special.
I don't know if I was special. I was a special teams guy. So the point I'm making, when the young men and women, when they go off to college, it's going to be a different animal. You guys know that. They can't get discouraged. You can't think that I got to quit. You got to fight through that process. Because you know what? I always tell everybody this, Mizzou don't owe me nothing. We had a hell of an agreement. My agreement was, I'll give you my services, you pay for my college experience. And it wasn't no free ride. I worked and paid for everything I got. So then, everything just evolved from that, and I just kept working hard, man.
And how did you get to a shot at the NFL? I mean, what got you in the NFL?
Well, going back to Missouri, they had me fighting these two guys to start at corner. And they were pushing these other guys. I came home that summer. The whole summer I worked out twice a day. And what I would do, I would go to projects, and we used to have all these fast athletes that could run. And I had a guy named Wayne Ross, we call him Pipe. He would go and just throw the ball. I would get anybody off the street, man, come up behind toward the park. And they run routes. I'd go one-on-one, man-to-man with him every day, all day. And he'd throw the ball. I don't care what kind of routes they were. And I knew if I could cover these guys with no disciplined routes, when I get back to school, I was going to be on it. When I stepped back on that University of Missouri campus, I'd never forget, I was ready. I was psychologically, mentally, physically, spiritually, I was everything. I was ready, man. And they really did not tell me I was going to start until we're about to play Army. So they kept rotating me and this other guy. Who's going to play? Who's going to play? We go out and warm up before the first game. Come back in. The defensive back coach, Xavier Rayleigh, walks over to me and he says, "You're starting today. Walk away." Wasn't no, "Hey, buddy, let's go."
Right.
He's like,
"Hey, no motivation."
Damn, there you go. I don't have no choice, right? And I'm looking like, okay. I got on the field. I had not come off the field since. But I played. Because I made sure I take it to you. I think I had like this one time the longest touchdown, reception, or interception return in Mizzou history. I left it somewhere. So I made sure I played, because I wasn't a favorite. I wasn't one of those guys they put all the effort into. I had to create my own will and my own opportunities. So when you talk about going to the NFL, then when I got drafted, I was asking our guys at Missouri where they think I was going to get drafted. The guy was like, well, name Kevin, name Andy Gibbler, name all these guys in front of me. He never once said my name. I said, well, do you think I have a chance? Oh, yeah, you should have a chance. I wound up being the first guy drafted in that year out of school.
Wow.
And I played, and I started my rookie year in Detroit.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, it was a hell of a challenge for me, man. So and Missouri don't owe me nothing. And I don't owe Missouri nothing, because we both had an admirable agreement. That agreement, you're going to pay for my college education, I'm going to give you a service. So when these kids go off to these schools, you got to understand, this is a business. It's a job, it's a business. A coach he may like you personally, but that ain't why he's going to keep you on the team.
Exactly.
Because you are paying for his livelihood. And if you ain't performing at a level that's going to keep him maintaining the integrity of his family livelihood, he's going to get rid of you.
But you set your path by hard work.
Hard work, man.
That's what it's about, hard work.
Another key word, prepare.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. When I look at St. Louis kids, there's so many good athletes in St. Louis, right?
That's right.
But I think they are misled. Let me tell you why I think they're misled. I want everybody to understand this. When they compete, They competing in St. Louis. They may be the man in St. Louis, but when it's all said and done, you're competing against the world.
Amen.
They are getting folks from all over the country and out of the country. International ball players from basketball and football is at another level coming in the States. So when you can't measure yourself by how you play against Ladue, or how you play against Normandy, or how you play against SLU. You got to measure yourself at a high level throughout the country and throughout the world, because when you get that scholarship, you ain't the only one they looking at.
That's it.
They looking at thousands of kids.
That's it.
And then the NFL is less than, 2% of ball players?
That's right.
That make it in the NFL. It's only, listen to this astounding number here, guys. It's only 1,500, I believe about 1,500 total NFL players. And think about the millions of people who try to get there.
That's right.
Your odds are really slim. And if you get there, you're blessed and you're lucky and you're fortunate. And you got a talent.
And one more thing, you didn't walk away from the zoo without that degree.
Well, boy, God dang it, this got to be like the best interview I've had, right? You guys have done your homework, man. I got drafted when I came out. I don't know if you guys remember, they had the USFL.
That's right.
The United States Football League. Donald Trump and those boys own that league. I was the 6th player picked in that draft by the Denver Gold. Most people don't even really realize that. I was the 6th player picked in that draft. I had promised my mom I was going to graduate from Missouri. I wasn't going to graduate until, that May. I got drafted like in February. I think it was in January, late January. I would have to quit school and go. And then the money wasn't where I wanted to be anyway, but I had promised my mother, because my mother had dropped out of school. And she said, if I graduate, I was her youngest, you graduate, I'm going to go back to school, I'm going to get my GED, and I'm going to go to college and get my associates. I stayed in there. I said, okay, I'm staying. I graduated in 4 years. And my mother, when she got her GED, and then she got her associates at Forest Park. So that was the most proud point of my life. I mean, we was poor, man. We didn't have nothing. My mom used to always tell me she never knew she was poor unless somebody told her. And she never treated us like we were poor. It was our norm just to work hard, because I saw my mother work hard. But that degree paid off for me, because when I finally finished playing ball, and I stopped playing in the NFL because I hurt my foot, and I couldn't play anymore, and I had a degree, and I was able to transition my educational background to going to corporate America. And I've been in corporate America ever since I graduated out of college, and it's been the best thing that ever happened to me. I mean, it's been a great thing.
Awesome. You say awesome success.
Oh man,
Awesome.
I don't know if it's success. I mean, it was
great success.
It was some challenges, man. It was hard work, man.
And speaking of awesome, besides having our guest here, Demetrious Johnson, this is an awesome show, and we're going to keep it rolling here on the Sports Extravaganza. For anyone who's just tuning in right now, I want to let them know that basically what we're going to do is we're going to keep on with the conversation here right now, but I just want to make sure to let everybody know about University City and them being so nice and so gracious to have us here today. And also, this is presented by Hollywood Entertainment, and our sponsor for today is State Farm Insurance. Make sure to contact Ken Cade, 314-997-3339. He's at 8429 Olive, and just remember, he'll take care of your auto, your home, your life, and like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. DJ, Coach, I really appreciate now that you really talked to DJ and had him go through his journey, because now we're back to relationships again, and how those relationships affected him going through that, whether they were negative, whether they were positive. Some were positive, some were negative, even with the coaches.
No doubt.
And you learn from that too. Like, I'm not going to let that stop. And now we're back to the foundation, because I really want to talk about how in the community we delve into that. And I mean everything: education, athletics, food, water, resources, like I was saying. This is such a beautiful thing, and I know you don't like to hear it, you don't like to get the pat on the back, but you're one of the greatest St. Louisans ever to me, with what you and your foundation have done. What's the latest thing that your foundation is doing? Because I know they're doing so much all the time.
Well, let me just tell you the background. My mother started an organization called the Southside Welfare Rights Organization. And being in the project, she wanted women who was on welfare, because my mom was on welfare, to have pride and dignity and try to work their way off of it. So she did all those things. I used to see her do it. And I used to say, Mom, why are you doing this stuff, man? Dang, people don't care about you. And she said, well, it's not about me. She said, this is not me doing it. And I remember I came home from the all season, and she called me and said, where are you? I said, I'm just out. She said, come up here on Grand. Grand by the Fox, it's like on the corner of Grand and Lindo. They used to have the welfare office over there. So she asked me to come up there. I go up there. I said, Mom, what's wrong? What's going on? She said, pick up a sign. I said, pick up a sign? What you want me to do? You gonna protest with us? I said, no, Mom, I can't do that. Gotcha. I said, no, I can't do that. I said, Mom, come on, man. I said, Mom, I'm in the NFL. I can't be doing this. She said, get the damn sign and pick it up. I pick it up. I start walking around the circles with them. I'm like, man, this kind of cool. It feels good. And I just wanted to do it. So, because, and what we do now, man, we don't get grants. We don't get all those grants like all these other organizations get, millions of dollars. Man, we're truly a grassroots organization. Nobody gets a salary in my organization. Everybody volunteer. I volunteer. And we raise our money the old-fashioned way. We go do fundraisers. We just had our big celebrity golf tournament. We just had our big fashion show. Then we do things throughout the year. What we wanted to do, we took over that building on Union from the city of St. Louis, so we had a partnership with them. It was a mess. I mean, the guys in the neighborhood, they were feuding. Sure. They come up in the building, they want to pull guns out. It was a mess, man. We came in there and we had to set rules, man. People came, some cats came in there, had guns on them. We had to have a conversation, man. Let me tell you what it is. This is how it's going to work. This is what we're going to do. And then what I did, I had a white buddy of mine. I had these guys down in the gym playing basketball. So I had a white buddy of mine, his name was Ed Rowe. He worked for the mayor's office at that time. He was a PR for the mayor. I called him over to the building. I said, I need you to do something for me. I got these cats from the hood down there, man. They like straight up gangsters. They playing basketball. I need you to get a pen and paper and just come. I'm going to act like you're talking to me and I'm going to be pointing. Right? So he's writing it down. He's pointing and I'm pointing. He's writing it down. So then he leaves. So I call all the guys, like, man, about 50 dudes out there playing ball. I call them all upstairs. We need to talk. I said, man, y'all see that white guy that was there? He's with the mayor's office. They're about to shut us down. Because they said, y'all been tripping. Y'all argue, y'all want to fight. They said, we got to shut down. Y'all want me to come over to help you. You can't do nothing, man. Man, what we need to do, man? Come on, OG, what we need to do? I said, hey, I don't know, man. I'll get back with y'all in a few days. Right now, they're going to shut us down.
See, I love that.
Right.
That's the psychology.
Right. So we got them all. I got them all in the ball, right? Come back and say, look, man, I tell you what we need to do. We need to have some people who will guard this building and take care of it. Who wants to do it? Man, they start raising their hand. Man, I'm here. I'll do it. I said, okay. No fighting, no guns, no knives, nothing. We never had a fight in our building. Ever. I mean, they protect us. They make sure that we gave back to the community. I mean, we give over 3,000 turkeys out on Thanksgiving, and we take them to the homes. And the reason why we take them to the homes is because my mother used to have to stand in line and get us that milk and cheese and all that stuff, man. And I knew, in my mind, she had to be feeling humiliated. I don't want nobody ever feeling humiliated. Even though they need something, we want to take it to them. I got a partnership with Snooks right now that I get 5 of these $150 cards every month. I'll pop up like today. I would probably go and pop at a Snook store and buy somebody grocery up to $150. You know what I'm saying? I do that with my Crown Marks. I got like $125 gas cards. I'll just run over to one of their stores and pay $25 for somebody's gas. And man, it's no better feeling to see someone else, being happy. My life has been blessed. I mean, I've gained a lot. My kids gained a lot. But for me to be able to give back, it ain't no better feeling than that, man. I sit up and I just trip off how I can make somebody else happy.
That's right.
How I can affect somebody's life. See, what we've done, we've turned this stuff into a business. These organizations have turned into a business. It ain't about affecting your life. It's about them getting grants, paying their salaries, and being able to have a good time. Mine is grassroots, man. We don't go out and beg nobody for nothing. We're gonna make it happen. I don't give a damn what we gotta do. We're gonna do it, man. And I pride myself because I saw my mother do it. A lady that was sick, a lady that didn't have nothing, a lady that was raising all of us in a damn 3-bedroom apartment in the damn project. And you gonna tell me if my mother sacrificed her life, I'm not gonna keep her legacy going? You guys, I keep my mother legacy going.
That's
right. That's why I do what the hell I do. It ain't about my ego. You pat me on the left. That's why you ain't got to give me a damn thing. You ain't got to give me no award. I don't need no damn award from you. The only award I get, because one day something can happen to either one of us, right, gentlemen? And our kids can be affected. I just want somebody to walk up to one of my kids and say, man, I got you. I know what your daddy did to me, and I know what he did for me. I was at a restaurant. A little girl was up there waiting on the table. I didn't know who else. She came over crying. I'm looking at her like, hey, what's going on? She said, you don't remember me, do you? I'm like, no. I was in your camp. You kicked me out for not being disciplined, doing the right thing. I got a husband. I got 3 kids. I'm working now. And I want to thank you. And she started crying. And that's my rewards, man. Beautiful. All this other stuff means nothing.
There's nothing more beautiful than what you just said. I mean, we could go on and on, but all day. But
I know it, man. I know
it. I'm gonna say a few words before you wrap it up.
Okay.
Demetrious, I feel you. I feel your passion, and there's a reason why you're successful, because of your work ethic and your athletic background, and you know how to work. That hard work, you said. All right. Again, I'm about ready to go to Schnitzel. You might want to go and buy me some groceries. You buy me some groceries. By the time you're ready, we can.
He's the food, man. Hey, he's the food. That's my life. He's the food. That's my man.
But anyhow, back to your thing. Hey, when I was in SLU, you remember that we had Donnie Dobbs, Rick Claggett, Scott Highmark, and all those guys that were turkeys.
Sure did.
I'm going to call on you again with my team here in your city.
I would love to do that, man.
All right, we're going to come out and help you. Thanksgiving or whatever you want to do it, just let us know, man. I'm going to be in touch with you. I want to get our guys. Well, I believe in giving back to the community as well. So,
and before I go, I want to say something about these 2 gentlemen. He and I go way back. Yes, sir. I mean, we were young boys, and he helped me in the game, him and Kevin Fuller. I want to thank you, Tony, for what you've done for me, man. I mean, you really helped me. You have no idea just the little things of professionalism and your knowledge. You and Kevin are probably the 2 smartest men I've ever met in my life. Those guys, I'm serious. They are brilliant. And you, Coach, when you was over at SLU, how we cultivated a relationship. You get players for me. If I needed something, you was there for me, man. I want to thank you for that. And I just want to thank you guys just for giving me this platform. And you guys got a good thing going here. Your man Curtis, who's your producer, and keep this thing going. Thank you guys, man.
Thank you.
I'm honored to be here.
Thank you, Demetrious.
Yep. Thank you, Demetrious. And I just want to say, on behalf of Demetrious Johnson and the coach, Kelvin Lee, and our crack staff, including our director, producer, Curtis Conyers, I just want to say for the Sports Extravaganza, presented by Hollywood Entertainment, thank you very much. And to our sponsor today, State Farm, led by Ken K. Definitely talk to Ken K. at 314-997-3339. He's at 8429 Olive. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. He'll handle all your auto, home, and life for you. Man, this has been a fantastic podcast. The podcast is going to last, and we'll see you next time on the Sports Extravaganza.